So the first one that I probably ever learned is Tagalog, which is a Filipino language, and I learned it because my grandmother, she spoke to me in Tagalog. And then when I got to high school, I started learning Spanish because it was important for college admission. So I would say Japanese is the third. Kind of nerdy, but I really like anime, and I'm a quarter Japanese, and I wasn't really raised in a Japanese household, so I just wanted to kind of learn more about that culture through the language. I actually lived in Cape Town, South Africa for 3 months, so I picked up some Afrikaans based on just like the signs that I saw and people talking to me in bars and all of that. For me, I've been lucky to be able to travel, one, and be exposed to these languages and have a solid internet connection where I could study these languages, and I don't think like mentally or like I'm smarter or better or anything like that. I just think I've been able to be exposed to things. I like the user interface. I think it's like really nice. It's like very neat but not overbearing. You can see other like Spanish learners. I like that too, because sometimes it feels comforting to know that you're not the only one that's just kind of like butchering through this and trying to like be self-taught. I like that the articles, like you have something sports and then you have food. The podcast also, I like that a lot because I just don't, there's so many podcasts out there, I really don't know where to start, and like that also goes with music. I think for me what helps me with like learning Japanese is the music and the TV shows. More about like getting yourself familiar with a language versus just memorizing vocab, which I feel like Duolingo kind of is just really like focused on, you know, this word, and they don't really think about the context. I feel like a lot of applications that I've used have very strange and unnatural kind of contexts. So I like that this is real. Like, it's very culturally oriented, which I like. I like this a lot. When are you gonna release this? Lexidex. Oh, it's like vocabulary cards. Okay. That's cool. You can do decks by like themes, and you can pick the themes. I like that. It's more creative in terms of like how to test your knowledge or learn, like, because I'll just like drag and drop this word to fill in this sentence, and I don't really feel like I'm learning it. I feel like I'm just knowing what the formula is and what they expect. And also, you have to pull these from your memory, and like Duolingo and Lingodeer, they have the word for you down there. My problem is that, especially with Japanese, I can speak it, but like I won't know how to read it, or like vice versa. Cool, that crowdsourcing thing I think is really, that's super unique. Okay, cool, I just got to this like augmented reality thing, and it says I could learn new words by using my camera. Is that when I just bring up my camera,
Yeah,
and you can put it on something?
Yeah.
And it'll identify it?
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. That's really impressive that you can do that, actually. Sometimes I don't know what it is, even if I don't know what it is, or like, I don't want to like, if I want to know what something is, I'll go into Google something and I'll be like, hey, what is this in this language? But like this, I can just do boom. The thing that what I really like about this, it's interest-based, because it's really hard to like, yeah, you'll get excited at first and you'll start teaching yourself all these languages, and then you're like, I'm tired of this like little like conversational bits like that don't really apply to what I'm interested in, and you kind of lose steam when you're learning a language, and this kind of helps you stay motivated, which is actually really important in like wanting to practice. I think with Duolingo and like Lingodeer too, it's like I feel as if it's very linear in terms of how you learn. Like, I have to go through my greetings first before I learn my verbs. I have to like learn about you know, just really basic things before I can learn about the airport, and I don't really need that. And it's sometimes you just have to fill the meter. Like, oftentimes I find myself filling the meter, getting the experience points, and being like, okay, that's fine for today, but I never actually like learn anything. Like, I've tried to learn French using Duolingo and I gave up. One, I was trying to speak the French stuff back and it wasn't good, but I was copying the pronunciation from the robot and it just didn't, yeah, I just gave up on French.
You could put these on.
Thank you. Hola. Might have been too fast. Oh, nope, got it. Yes, got it. Now it's loading. La ropa helps in this. Oh, okay, the clothes. the style. Oh, La Moda. I don't know what La Moda was. Sí, me gusta la moda. Oh, it even got the accent.
Wow.
Cool. I like the Spanglish. A shop that sells clothing. Se llama una tienda de ropa. I like that. It's like, oh, it's a real sweater. Me gustan los suéteres. Most of my closet is sweaters. How did you know? I don't mind the voice, actually. I think the Spanish voice is pretty good. I was expecting it to actually be more robotic, but it's not. I like that it shows the shirt. That's black. Me gustaría un suéter blanco. Got it. And what jacket do I like? That's cool. Me gustaría una chaqueta roja. Nice. Yeah, that's
Can we
cool
show?
actually. It's a red leather jacket. That's a nice jacket. I like these pants combinations. It makes sense. Los pantalones. Good choice. Me gustaría los zapatos. There's the shoe icon. ¿Cuántas cuestas? Oh, gracias. You know, these are real shoes that people like would actually use. I do like those yellow shoes. I think they're really cool. This is pretty fun. Like you can do both speaking and writing, and I think it's important to have that Duolingo with that sort of that back and forth thing. That little bot really limits like my answers. Like sometimes I want to get creative with it, but that's not the answer it's expecting. But realistically, that's not the answer I'm always gonna give. So like I always got pissed. I'm like, why the hell are you trying to like tell me how to talk? It's not realistic. I do like that. It's cool. And I like how, yeah, it does seem to change based on what I respond to a lot more than you know, what I see in Duolingo and all that. So yeah, this would be fun to do, especially with clothes. That's important because I do shop. So yeah, having like an interest-based, and also my problem with Duolingo is that it doesn't explain like the little things like that. Like when they talk about the hard J in the end, you know, they even had like some American history in there, which I thought was interesting. Like, you know, that an app doesn't have to tell you that, but it helps you remember. Like little things like that really do help you remember. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Like I can imagine myself going with like food, going like this, and they talk about grammar. They actually explain the grammar. This allows you to like learn that while you're also learning the grammar. But this is a good job, I think, at going into that. And yeah, it's enough Spanish. It's like a good mix. I do like the Spanglish kind of approach to it because I think sometimes it's scary when it's just all in the language that you're trying to learn at first. But I think that more mirrors how you learn in real life.